Good morning. This is Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing at the Tailored Fit, and it's Facebook Live.
Yay! Happy Friday, everyone.
And guess who's with me? Denise.
Good morning, good morning.
So we have some wonderful things to show you, including our little love here. Isn't this adorable?
It's so cute.
It is, and it's so nice. I can't wait. I've got a little quilt ready to go. We're going to put it on here pretty soon. This is the if you look at the ads and so forth for Bernina, they always show it with a Q16.
That's true.
I put a Q20 on it because it was only an extra $1,000.
Very smart.
And it gives you the entire room to use, and it's ready to go. This studio frame can either be 5 feet or 10 feet. We've got it set up at 5. Now at 5 feet, you can only ever do free motion.
Very true.
So this would only really at the 5-foot dimension. It really works best for the studio quilter, the person who's maybe doing a lot of art quilt type of things.
I think about our customers that make bags and they want to quilt their own fabric for that.
Oh,
This
nice.
would be perfect.
Nice. And the other thing I was thinking is the person who likes to make wall hangings, maybe they're part of the Sakwa group,
Yep.
you know, studio art quilters. Those folks who do these smaller pieces, I think this could be really nice for them, because instead of doing where you move the quilt under it, which I find kind of counterintuitive, and I have a hard time with that. Now, I know you don't have a hard time with it, but I have a hard time with it. And what I envision with this is that you could get a lot more beautiful quilting out of it, because what you're doing instead, here, hold that for me a
course.
second. So all you have to do, oh, we've got this one too. Let's change that. Let's change that. Okay. So here we go. And see, I can follow my flowers around. I can do slow, or I can do fast.
I don't want customers to look at this and think it's so cute and it's so little, but is it really a good machine? Well, of course it is. It's a Bernina, first of all, and it is so powerful. And
exactly. Yeah. It's very powerful. It's the Q20 head, just like you get on the professional version, but because it's a little bit smaller, a little more compact, they're calling it a studio frame because some of us can't put a 13-foot frame in
we
our...
don't all have 4,000 square feet that
No.
we can put our
No,
sewing room.
and some people don't maybe want the Q-matic.
Very true.
And if you don't want the Q-matic, which I don't know why you wouldn't want the Q-matic, because even in the, but you know, this machine is going to be Q-matic ready at the end of the year. They're going to have it available, a Q-matic for this. So, but they've got to come up with the back belts and so forth to do that.
To fit.
So it's a retrofit kind of thing. But in the meantime, think about all the fun you could have quilting on this. It would just be amazing.
And you know what, Margaret? I could see this with a big red bow, maybe right about here for somebody's holiday gifting. And
the holidays are coming up, everybody. You know, one of the things we really want to emphasize today is that you are going to really want to think about Christmas early this year. I'm being told by Bernina that they're having supply chain issues just like everybody else.
It's true.
There's boats sitting apparently out in the water waiting to be emptied by our dock people. And there's problems in China and Thailand and the Asian countries where some of this stuff is coming from. So really, 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 everybody, think about the things you want to do for the holidays. Do you want some specific feet? Are you thinking that you want your books? I made sure we got plenty of big books.
We do have a nice inventory.
We have a nice inventory of all the big books. So if you want one for long arm quilting, machine quilting, or your serger, or I feel like the feet.
Big book of feet, my favorite.
If you don't have the big book of feet, you should totally buy the big book of feet right in this time period, because coming in January, we're going to do a we're going to do a virtual and a in-house class on all the feet.
I love that idea. That's going to be so much fun.
Well, I'm trying very hard to figure out how we can do almost all of there's classes we can do very easily virtually. The feet class are going to be one of them.
Absolutely.
But the problem is some of the classes is kind of hard because if I have to measure you,
very true.
you kind of need to be here.
That's very true. A virtual me would not be the same.
No, it would not. And it wouldn't be nearly as much fun.
No, it wouldn't. You're right.
So, anyway, today I promised you we would demonstrate the circular attachment, but I have 2 more things I want to make sure you know about. By the way, if you buy the Q16, I've got to get the paper,
Not this one. I will get that if you want to maybe.
Oh, okay,
Let's
perfect.
not forget
Okay.
our giveaway today.
We have a giveaway today. So, this book is really cool. It is called Organza Hoop Art, and this is about embroidering on sheer fabrics and doing it using these nice little embroidery hoops. So, we've got this as the giveaway today, so please share our live video. And when you do that, make sure you let us know you shared because we don't always know who you are. Facebook has their privacy settings so that we don't always see if you shared or not. So I'm going to give you that to hang on to.
I will hang on to that happily.
So what I wanted to tell you about is if you want to buy one of these, we do have a Q16 head we can put on it, but I'm also making a deal on the Q20s. So the Q20 or the Q16, you can get the frame, you're going to get this, let me see, hold on a second. You'll get a batting bar for it. You'll get frame casters, which means you can move it around. You will get a pantograph kit, and you will get the Q Series gift box. Now, the Q Series gift box is pretty special. It's up there in the corner. It looks like just a pretty red Bernina on there, but that's actually a really cool box. What's in there is your laser light.
Here's some really cool stuff.
So you're going to have the laser light that you can attach to your Q. And the nice thing about that is that makes sure you can see exactly where you're hitting on the quilt.
No guessing.
No guessing.
No
You
guessing.
get extra bobbins in there. You get thread. You get Bernina scissors. You get these gorgeous Bernina scissors, and we'll have those available to show you next week. I'll pull the whole box out and we'll talk about it at length. But there's 3 Bernina scissors. You can't get those any other way. Then there is, what else is in that box?
The double needle stitch
The
plate.
double needle stitch plate and the double needles. So there's a whole bunch of things in there. It is a value of $1,000 that you would get if you purchase this. This machine is so reasonable and such a wonderful deal. This is only $17,999. It is a really great deal. You can program the handles so that you can put your needles up and down, your foot up and down. You can do a lock stitch. You turn it on and off using these handles. By the way, there's other types of handles you can get if you have a problem grasping this way. They have flat paddle handles. This is a cool deal, and I don't want you to miss out on it. And unfortunately, because of those supply chain issues, I know we only have a limited supply of these right now.
It's true.
And ladies, what does Dave say?
What's Dave say?
What does Dave say?
Dave's gonna have to
Cheaper
say,
than a bass boat.
it's cheaper than a bass boat. One of these
Of
days
course
I'm
it
going to
does.
remember it's cheaper than a bass boat. It's a lot cheaper than a bass boat. Have
Well-
you priced a bass boat ever?
And you know what? I know a lot of people think that, Berninas are really the top of the line machine, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's Qs or domestic machines or sergers, they are the top of the line. And so our price point sometimes is also at the top of the line. Bernina has worked really hard to make this deal so that people who maybe don't want to go quite to that top can have something that will work for them.
And
also.
this is perfect. And it's very solid. I mean, you're leaning up against
I
it.
am.
I can lean
Yeah.
up against it. It's not flimsy.
It's
And are there extra charges for setup and delivery?
Oh no.
Not right
And
now.
we have the
Not
very
right now.
best Setup and delivery team
not
ever.
for this particular holiday season. So I'm gonna let you run
I
and
will
go get
grab
that. And so we are going to if you're interested, come in and demo the machine. It's really fun. So let's go over to the 790 because I want to tell you a couple things about the 790. So our 790s right now, we have one crystal edition coming in. Now the crystal edition, the thing that's really wonderful about the crystal edition 790 is that it is going to have all of your traveling carrying cases. So when you bring it in to be serviced, guess what? You don't have to worry about it. It is going to include a wonderful chest of Swarovski sew-on crystals. Beautiful chest of those. It is going to have discount coupons so that you can get your V9 software so that you can do gorgeous embroidery. And guess what? It has that new, the high-speed embroidery unit, which is about 50% faster than the existing embroidery unit. Now, why am I not showing, I'm showing you a regular 790. Why am I not showing you another 790? Well, our first, we only got a couple of the crystal editions, and guess what happened? We sold one.
They're out of here.
Well, we have one left.
We have one.
One. So, if you think you may be interested in the crystal edition, number one, you can just go on Bernina's website and pull up the 790 crystal edition. It will give you all the details. It shows you videos of what the machine can do. It just has everything. And to a degree that I really can't put on our website. Because why would I try to reinvent the wheel?
Absolutely. Bernina does a nice job of all their marketing materials.
So what I can do is show you a picture of it. And I know we are going to be receiving this before Christmas.
Yay.
I don't know exactly when, but I do know we're going to receive it before Christmas. So if you were thinking, well, I was thinking I'd get that new machine for Christmas, that if you want to do that, you've got to give me a deposit so I can hold it for you. Because I have a feeling as soon as it's here, it's going to be out the door.
And I have a feeling, Margaret, that there's somebody watching now that machine is going to go home to. The question is, who is it? Which one of you is it?
I don't know, but I mean, come on, guys. You've got to get your deposit in so you can get that machine. And look at the gorgeous cabinet we've got this setting in. One of the things you're going to find out when you're in a big machine like this, if you don't have a cabinet, it's really hard. It's really hard.
It's, you know, I used to think it was kind of silly, just kind of a silly added expense until I sewed on a machine in a cabinet and I see the difference. I understand.
It's a big difference.
It is a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I also did not realize how much of a difference it was going to make. But now I can have the perfect height for me to sew at.
Yep.
So it's really wonderful. I wanted to point out that we have a number of kits, tuliping kits.
Love tuliping.
We have her journal. Again, these, we're going to keep on talking for the next few weeks about all the Christmas ideas here. We've got her Curiouser and Curiouser thread collection.
And of course, that's Aurifil that we quilters love.
Right. And then, if you would get that out.
Because it's a little heavy, Margaret.
It's huge.
I feel like I want to weigh it. It's really heavy.
But it's a nice big quilt. This is a 60.5 by 60.5 quilt. And you know what? I always tell people when they see these sizes, I mean, this was meant as a kit for somebody to do a project that would be a wall hanging, right?
Right, sure.
But we have these wonderful hexie prints. And you know what? You could add more borders onto this and you could have a full-size quilt really fast.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So there's no reason you have to stop at just the 60.5 by 60.5. You can go ahead and buy extra fabric. And speaking of extra fabric, I've got this gorgeous little okay, let's see here.
You're good.
I was good? I had it upside down. Now it's good. Okay, so in here we have a beautiful tulip pink tin. And we have 1 yard pieces of all the hexie fabric.
And there are 7 different fabrics in that tin.
Thank you for telling me that because I don't think I knew that. I'd had to count them. So, okay. So, These are here. We have half yard
We do.
and 1 yard.
Yes, we have
But
one of
we
each.
have very limited amounts of this.
Mhm.
So get yours soon. Okay, so I'm going to let Denise go back and actually work.
Yes, of course, of course. But I'm going to watch because Margaret's going to do something really cool.
I
And I
am.
love this accessory.
This,
And I
have you
don't-
used it?
I think once. I
Oh.
don't use it enough, but I
Oh,
think it's so cool.
It's very cool. And you know, I'm going to just be honest with you because I'm kind of busy doing other things. And there's so many different feet that I have had an opportunity to use. You guys are going to get to see me use the circle attachment for the first time.
And how easy and how
I'm
cool
telling
it
you,
is.
this is easy to use.
Yes,
And
yes.
people think, well, would I use it? What's it good for? Well, you know what? If you want to do really pretty stitching that's in a circle or even partial circles, this is going to make it just so much easier.
Well, you take it away and I'm going to go watch. How's
okay.
that?
You know what I forgot to get was fabric.
Oh, I can help you with that.
And we need our white to show up on
Our
it. And
white.
in that basket right down there, there is lots of different fabrics. But we need something dark. We need something dark. So that's what we need. So let's go over here and let's talk about what I'm talking about today. The circle embroidery attachment. And this is the box it comes in. It's this nice long box. And what we're going to do here today is we are going to put a decorative stitch on the machine. And we are going to sew in a circle. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this slightly smaller so that I don't have to wrangle with anything too big. So I'm going to make a nice little square here. Okay, let's start off with what you get in this box. The first thing you get in this box is that you get this plate right here. And notice there's a little rubber thing here. I'll show you what that's for here in a second. So we get a screwdriver and we get a screw, and then if you just screw that in right there, and there we go, it's set up and ready to go. And then what we're gonna do is, there's just one little thing I wanted to make sure I understood about this. So we're gonna look at this real quick in the book, because I want you to see that there is something it's really easy. We're going to put in a decorative stitch, and I'm going to, well, those are probably, I don't have stabilizer under this, so I don't think I want to use anything really dense. So we're going to go back to those folders, and for some reason it's not wanting me to go back to the folders. There we go, because I was hitting the wrong button. That'll always do it. You know that? It's amazing how it works much better when you are doing the right thing. Okay, I'm going to go back. There we go. I like that stitch. And let's see. There was that. And we are just going to do that stitch right here. We're going to do 301. And we've got our embroidery foot on here, our open-toed embroidery foot. That's the 20C. That's one of my favorite feet. That foot, you can see everything that you're doing. It's really quite nice. I like it a bunch. So we are going to put this on here, and we are going to go ahead. Let's see. Make use of our slide-on table, which we don't need because we're in this cabinet. And this is interesting. I feel like I put this on backwards. Okay, let's see. I told you we're going to just figure this out, because you know what? You're going to be at home by yourself and you're going to have to figure it out. So we're going to have to learn this together. Now, that does seem like that would be the only place this is going to go, unless I'm just misunderstanding something. Oh, there it is. I misunderstand. Okay. All right, so we've got that there. Depending on the sewing direction, position, we can do this to the right or the left of the presser foot. We've done it to the left. And then we're putting our positioning of our pin. And this pin is basically the center of whatever it is you're working on. So we're going to take that cap off of there. I left it on so I wouldn't stab myself. I am not the most graceful creature. So we're going to, probably in this process, you want to mark the center of your circle. And we're going to put that little cap back on there because, again, I don't like the idea of stabbing myself. So we'll put that back on there. And then we're going to put our foot down. And then we are going to go ahead and we are going to sew. And look at this, guys. Look at this. This goes just right in a circle. Now, I want to show you something. If I push or pull too much, I'm going to make little folds in that fabric, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to set our speed on a little bit slower than maybe what I normally would sew at. And this is ready to go. So we're going to hold our thread when we start like we always want to do. Okay, so we're gonna sew. Oh, it's telling me I'm out of bobbin. Well, isn't that unfortunate? So here, let's look and see if we have a bobbin in here filled with thread, hopefully. Ah, guess what? I have a whole bobbin full of thread right there. Now that was silly. I didn't even think about looking for that. Okay, so we're gonna pull that out of here. We're gonna close that up. We're going to cut our thread and pop this out of here. It was starting to do a good job. That's okay. Not a big deal. Fortunately, it didn't do that in the middle of our process. So that would have been much worse had they done it in the middle of all of this. So let's see. Well, now, isn't that interesting? You know, we have had this happen before. As soon as you get ready to demo something, something's going to go wrong. And I don't know why it said we were out of bobbin, because we were not. So we're going to try that again. Silly machine. All right, then you have to act nicer. So, all right, we're going to start that again. And we're going to go ahead. You know what, this is pretty amazing. I almost don't have to do anything. It's just going around in a nice little circle. And I'm not sure we're gonna do the entire thing, but that's pretty amazing. We're getting a circle out of this. Now, you know, after watching this, even with this particular stitch that is not terribly dense in stitching, my thought process here is that I would probably go back and put a tearaway or a wash away stabilizer under this, because I think that some of this folding and kind of wrinkling that it's doing as it's going ahead and sewing, I think that it would actually sew better. Now, had I done this little thing right here, had this error, I would have taken those stitches out. You guys don't want to watch me take out stitches. That's not any fun. You want to see it actually work. But this is pretty cool. You know what? I think I've found a new favorite toy. We actually have a really cool kit here. It's for a fabric called Venice from Robert Kaufman. And one of the patterns has these beautiful circle appliques. And I can really see where this particular attachment is going to making that particular pattern much, much easier. Now, I do want to find out something, since we never moved anything. I want to see if those end up lining up, because I think they will. Oh, well, look at that. Now, but see, it wants to make a little fold right there where that other stitching is at. So I'm not going to go over top of that. That seems silly. So I'm going to cut that. We're going to take this off of the fabric. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is so nice. And, you know, to take and do this, you know, I always look at things where I have to, you know, screw something in place, put it on. I always think, oh my goodness, this is going to be such a pill to do. And you know what? I think that's the reason why I hadn't ever gotten this out. And I had wondered about using it because I thought it was going to be a big deal. Well, look at that. It wasn't a big deal at all. It was just a matter of me coming over here, putting one screw in place, and I was set and ready to go. All I needed to do is figure out where the center to the edge where I want that stitching at, and it's going to be beautiful. But notice it's got some waves and some puckers. And what I've told you before, whenever you're doing decorative stitches, you really probably do want to use some kind of stabilizer. Some kind of embroidery stabilizer is probably going to be your best bet. But this is so easy to use. I didn't even realize it. You know, if you come into the store, last week, the sale on this particular circular attachment, I should have demonstrated last month when it was on sale, but I didn't do that. We had lots of other things going on with our trade-in, trade-up sale. You know what, if you come in and remind me that I didn't do that, I'll bet you can get a discount. So, I don't want you guys to think that I'm just a total space cadet. I was a little bit of a space cadet on that whole thing, but I'm really excited. This is gorgeous, and it will work really well for applique. It will really work well for just putting in something beautiful. And I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, the way that this all matches up, you could take and do scallops if you wanted to. That would be really fun to practice and figure out how to do. I think I would like to try that sometime. I think scallops are interesting. They're very fun to experiment with. Well, as I show you once again, the Bernina sewing machine, pretty much the only problems we have are generally between me and the machine. I don't have any problems with the other stuff. Oh, I forgot. I want to tell you about one more thing before we go, because this is a new sale. So let's go over to our air threaders. By the way, we just got an 850 back in. We had been out of the 850. We've got 3 860s coming in. So if you just want the serger, they're coming in soon. So we've got an 850 back in. Very simple to use, great serger. It's gonna make threading so much easier with that air threading. But guess what you get with any of the L8 series? You are gonna get a decorative spool holder. You're gonna get a gathering foot. You're gonna get a piping foot. You are going to get a cording foot. So there's all these different things that you are going to get. Nope, I lied. It doesn't come with the gathering foot. It comes with a beading foot. I showed you the wrong thing. I'm sorry. So it comes with these 5 different pieces. It comes with the machine, obviously, and it also is going to come with your trolley. And guess what? If you get all of these things right now, you are going to be able to come to our serger classes because you'll have everything. So we're going to have another serger class at the beginning of November. Take a look at our classes online and you'll be able to see that. But say the L890, maybe it's not in your budget. Maybe right now you have other things you want to spend for. I don't know why you wouldn't want the L890. Everybody should want it. It's the most amazing machine. But if you can't do that right now and you need a serger, we have the L450. It's not an air threader. It is you have to learn how to thread it. But I'm offering this and you can get all the feet for free. So pretty cool deal. So right now that's an in-store only deal. So, you know, it's not something I can do, you know, you're not going to see it anywhere else. It's just here. So you're going to get this and all the feet if you want to come in and purchase this machine now. But don't forget, you get all the feet. You're going to get the travel case. Ah, you know what I forgot also comes with this? I can't leave that out. The big book of serging. So, Big Book of Serging, all of this is going to come with this machine right now. It is a wonderful, wonderful deal, and you are going to be so happy to get this machine and be able to take our serger classes with it. On October 26th, we are doing a knit top class. I'm teaching it. I'll show you how to change the pattern so that it fits you. You know what? I don't care what anybody says. Even a t-shirt, you want it to fit you right. So I'll show you how to fit it. Then what we'll do is we'll make you a cute little top. We're going to use Pamela's patterns, and you will have a wonderful class that you've learned that from. Also, I don't want you to forget, we have several really good serger technique books in the shop. One of them is by Gail Yellen, and another one is by Pamela Leggett. So go online, find those. You'll really appreciate them. If you've been wondering about how to use your machine, the Pamela Leggett one has videos in it, and the ones from Gail Yellen, it's just a book, but it has excellent, excellent photographs in it. And Gail also does a number of different videos on YouTube, so you can see them there. Okay, everybody, we are looking at, oh my goodness, I ran over. We're already open, so I'm gonna have to get going. We have some amazing deals for you right now for the holidays, and I have some stock right now. I have the L890 in stock. I have the 450s in stock. And don't let this go really long, because I have a feeling once I sell out of things this year, it's going to be really hard for me to get them. There's just been such a problem with getting stock right now. So,
Margaret?
what?
Where did you buy your top?
I didn't. I made it. Yes, I made this top. So,
Spin.
It is out of linen. It's got cute little vents on the sides so that it doesn't get tight there. I made a couple little tucks in the back for the back pleat, and it's super comfortable and really nice, and I think the whole thing gets set off by the great buttons. By the way, we have buttons, so if you've got a project and you're thinking about buttons, let us know, and we'll do a Zoom call with you and show you all the buttons. One of these days we're going to get those all online, but there's a bunch and it's hard to do. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Don't forget to shop with us at universityofsewing.com, and we hope to see you soon.